Hi everyone, today I'm gonna do a little bit of a different video. It is to answer one of my subscribers' questions. So what they asked me was, what can I do to raise awareness against child sex slavery and human trafficking? What can I do to fundraise, or what can I do to help? So to answer their question, how I got started was I went to an awareness event, and the event was about human trafficking, and through that I got to know about the tragedy that's happening all over the world. So you can either hear it from me or read it online, or whichever way that you became to know about it. After I went to the event, I couldn't play a blind eye. Like, I couldn't pretend that I went there, I heard what I heard, I saw what I saw, and pretend that nothing happened. So after that, it stayed with me for a couple of weeks, and then I decided to talk about it to my friends, my family, and let them know about it, because these are issues that you wouldn't know about unless if you heard about it or someone tell you about it. You wouldn't go and research, and looked up about the subject if you didn't hear about it somewhere. So how I got into doing it in the first place was that I tried to be a voice. I tell my family about it, I told my clients about it, I told my friends about it, I told whoever I was able to talk to about it, And how do you create a conversation like that? So let's say, I came into work on a Wednesday after a weekend, and while I'm cutting my client's hair, they would ask me, "Oh, what did you do for the weekend?" And I would just, tell them that I went to an awareness night event, and they would ask me, "Oh, what kind of event was it?" And then I tell them it was about a human trafficking event. How many women, children all over the world are being sold into sex slavery, serving about 10 to 15 men a day, making no money or very little, and most of it goes to pimps or brothels. So, and then they're like, "Wow, really?" And I say, "Yeah," and it's not something that we are aware of, but it is happening, and it's not even happening in Asia, it's even happening here in Toronto. And then they start asking about it more, and then that's how I create the conversation, and that's how they go home. Some of them would research it more, and then they would, it would touch their heart, and then they would go and talk to someone else. So that's how you can start raising awareness, is to talk to people who are around you, create conversation that that you can tell people gently, but not like sounds as if you're trying to be the news reporter, because when there are good news, people tend to like to hear it more. But when there are more tragedy or realistic issues in the world that are not pleasant, people tend to shun away from it, right? So that's how I started. And then after I tell them about it, I start going on mission trips. So I went back to Vietnam with a group of people, and we went to villages that are by the borders, which mean Vietnam is here, the border was like, say, China, Cambodia, Laos. So that's where a lot of human trafficking happens, because it's easier to traffic someone from close to the border than someone who is right in the city or in the center of the country. So we usually go visit the poor ethnic village by the borders of Vietnam, and there people are so simple, so naive, uneducated. They live like Adam and Eve, back in the days, like in the forest, in the mountains, and they are so easily victims of human trafficking, because they get tricked into it, they get lured into it. So the list go on and on. So after my mission trip, I come back with photos of the poor kids, and I do events. So since I'm a hairstylist, I asked my owners to rent out the salon for me for a day so I can do haircuts, and all that money I donated to saving the children or help putting them into school. So that's how I started doing my fundraising. And I also learned how to make balloon animals from a good friend of mine. Keith was very creative to thought of making balloon animals. So at first when he showed me, I would be so afraid of the balloon popping, like, and the squeaking of the balloons, like, ugh. To me it was like, I can't do this. So my first dog didn't turn out to be a dog. So, but then after that, I'm like, you know what? I can do this. I will do it. If it's by any means that can help the cause, I will do it. So eventually I, took more time into making it and try to practice it. And now I have to say I love doing it. So for, if you have any events, like public events, festivals in your city, you can ask if you can have a small booth, making balloons for charity, or selling, lemonade, like whatever you can think of that you can do, and I started off small with a few people standing there, looking like a bunch of weirdos, selling balloons for like $1. But you know what? After 7 years, hard work pay off. We get recognized now at events. People, whenever they go to these events, they expect us to be there because we've been there forever. You eventually build a voice, and you create a voice for what you're trying to raise awareness for. And that's how I started. So if you're like a nail technician, you have like that client that's sitting in that chair while you're manicuring them, you have like half an hour to create conversation, to talk to them about it. If you're a computer scientist or a computer engineer sitting in your cubicle, and you can definitely at lunchtime talk to your peers, talk to your coworkers. Like, there's so many ways you can do to help, and it's not always about the money. Yes, I know every organization needs money to run, everyone needs help, money to be able to help them, but by you being a voice, raising awareness, raising $1 for making a balloon dog, it does add up. But the point is, you're raising awareness, you're letting people know about the cause, and you know what, it'll be like a good virus, it'll spread to everyone. And my wish is one day, hopefully before I go 6 feet under and close my eyes, I do want to see the government, the politician, people who are in power that could make a difference to help stop human trafficking and child sex slavery. So again, to answer let me check. Let me actually look up who asked me that question. So the person who asked me was the man Tran. So this is one of my videos that I have, and the man Tran asks me. So I'm assuming that you're a guy, but thank you so much for watching my video and asking me this great question. So I hope this answered your question, and I do ask, and I do hope that those of you who are my subscribers, who are watching my videos, the only reason why I do these videos is to raise awareness against human trafficking. And you know what, for me to do videos and just sit here and talk about sad things, I guess I would only have 3 subscribers. But by me doing different videos like hair, makeup, singing with my not so good voice, any form of means just to get people to watch your video that that you can raise awareness for. So the Mantran, the easiest way if you want to do it is to start doing videos like mine. Put a little comment below, help stop, be a voice against child sex slavery and human trafficking. So these are the things that you can do. And I hope that those of you who are watching my video would do something, because you know what? Children are as young as 5 should not have to become sex slave. And you know what? It's mind-boggling. It's just unbelievable. If you want to know more about it, you can definitely research it or Google it. But you know what? You don't have to be human trafficked to have sexual abuse. There are families, there are friends, there are in your family people who have been child molested, you know, scarred for the rest of their lives. You know, these are the people that cannot speak out because of whatever reason they feel for themselves. So therefore, you know, when you're a voice for them, you let them know that they're not alone. So those who are helped by you, or those who will benefit from just you being a voice, they will forever thankful you for the rest of their lives. So I hope you don't play a blind eye, and please become a voice and help stop child sex slavery and human trafficking. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video gives you a bit more information on what you can do to make up difference. So before we go, me and Thea would like to say bye everyone. Thank you so much for watching our video and help us raise awareness against child sex slavery and human trafficking. So Theo, let's do a trick for everyone. Hand. Good boy. Mwah. So bye everyone.